Hi, my name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. It's review day! Today, I'm reviewing the Black Diamond Venom Ice Axe. The Black Diamond Venom Ice Axe. This thing is awesome! So when I've been searching around for different ice axes to add a variety to my toolkit, originally I started off with my Black Diamond Raven Pro, the traditional glacier straight shaft ice axe. Now, for most glacier travel, that is perfect. However, I wanted to add some variety to the toolkit because sometimes I'll end up doing some light duty climbing. Now, the traditional straight shaft of something like a Black Diamond or Petzl or Camp or whatever you might be, they're really good, but one of the things about them is if you need to actually do a little bit of climbing, that straight shaft, what that ends up doing is that ends up putting your hand in the ice. Here, let me demonstrate this here for you. So if you've got this guy and you need to punch into the ice there, you end up punching your fist into the ice. Not very enjoyable. And that's where this cool, one moment, Venom Ice Axe from Black Diamond comes in handy. Now, this thing is what I would call a hybrid ice axe. This is not designed as a straight up all out climbing ice axe. Quite the contrary. If you really need a perpetual climbing ice axe, then you have to graduate into the Black Diamond Viper or some of the Petzl tools or other tools that are meant specifically for ice climbing. But this guy's a really fascinating hybrid because of a couple features. One, you can see the curved or bent shaft. Now, bent isn't bad, like, hey, there's something gone wrong. This is designed specifically for this. But this guy I've used on glacier travel with great success. I mean, I'm going along, picking along, and all of a sudden I've slipped and had to turn, and totally works because it has a rubberized handle. The shaft is mostly straight, and you have no problem stopping yourself with this. So the thing about oh, hey, can you use this for climbing? Absolutely, but only light climbing. If you need two ice axes to really cruise along, this is definitely not the ice axe for you. But if you want something that is totally hybridized, where you can do some light climbing, but still travel with a glacier style ice axe, yeah, baby, Black Diamond Venom. Now, just as a point of full disclosure, I am not sponsored by Black Diamond. Say that 3 times as fast. But I'm not sponsored by Black Diamond, so this is just a straight up honest review of products that I've used. I'm not sponsored by Amazon. I've got a link below to this ice axe on Amazon so you can check it out for yourself. And oh, by the way, if you've just got a moment, go click on the subscribe button to my channel and you can get more of these reviews. I do product reviews and travel and adventure, motivation, inspiration, all sorts of good stuff just to make my channel interesting. But another good thing about this ice axe is that if you do want to change the pick part of the ice axe to a more straight down climbing sort of ice axe, you can actually take the 2 Allen screws out of this thing, or actually it's an Allen head bolt if you want to be technical, and this thing you can actually take this off and put a more traditional climbing pick on there rather than the glacier ice pick. So this ice axe is actually quite versatile, and you'll find that on traditional climbing ice axes where you're going climbing rather than going glacier travel, that a lot of times the pick on those ice axes is replaceable as well. So I don't have that particular thing because I'm not doing that sort of work, but no problem there. I've used this ice axe on Denali. I had no problems with it. One of the huge nice things about this ice axe is the rubberized handle. So even though it's cold, my fingers are freezing because you can see my hands are really red. But that rubberized handle is very nice just to get your hands off that freezing cold aluminum. Now, that's a huge advantage there. And you'll see that I've got this little leashy guy here and you can put that in, draw that in. And the nice thing is you get this leash, and this axe length is perfect for the leash. So it gets your wrists there, and let me tilt this guy down, and I'll show you just how well this guy performs. I mean, you have no problem picking at that ice there and pulling it out. Easy stuff. The adze works and performs beautifully. Now this is rated, this says a B. Let's see, where are we? A B, that's for light duty climbing. There is a whole system. I'm not giving you professional ice climbing advice, but this B actually does stand for light duty climbing. There's a different hardness rating for the hardcore direct climbing ice axes, but the adze, you know, nope, hit some ice there. I mean, that could pick out the step. I can pack that in, get some snow in my boots, and have no problem with that. But the huge advantage of this, as I said, is this curved handle. And the reason this is curved is because when you're picking into the snow, you'll see that my hand is actually still above the snow. That is a huge deal. So just that little bit of angle keeps your fist and then your glove out of the snow. Now, compare that to let me get my wrist strap off here, my classic Black Diamond Raven Pro, where if I was picking into the ice, you'll notice my hand is directly in the ice and snow. No good, not enjoyable at all. So the neat thing about this Venom ice axe is that it's of course now covered in ice and making my fingers even more frozen. You just kick it off there. Is that little bit of curve is all you need to keep your hand off the ice. So when you're climbing on something really steep, like a 55 degree slope, where you're still not climbing like ice axe dual picking, but this guy works really well. Now, you'll notice here in the head, they've got a really big leash loop here, and you know why that is, I don't know. I've never had a problem with it. My Raven Pro has a much smaller hole, so let me see if I can give you a comparison here. And this isn't really a plus or minus, it's just something to note, but you'll see that the Raven Pro hole versus the Venom hole, it's a huge difference there. Now, is that perhaps for a much bigger leash? Heck if I know, no problem. But this thing works really well. Now, this particular ice axe is a pound 3 ounces, a pound 4 ounces, depending on the pick and the configuration you get, and then the leash adds a few more ounces to this. So it definitely is a much heavier ice axe than a Raven Pro. So that would be, let's see, 16, 4, 5, probably a third of a pound heavier. But this guy can take a lot of abuse, just like my Raven Pro can take abuse, but this thing can do a little bit more of the climbing and variety type approach to ice. Now, you'll notice here, this is carbon steel. Now, carbon steel is theoretically much tougher than stainless, and you'll see a tiny bit of rust on here. Now, no matter what I've done with this guy, I get home, I dry it, I clean it off, and that's just kind of the nature of how ice axes work. I mean, if you have carbon steel, unless you keep the blade all oiled, or the pick all oiled, it's just gonna happen. Now, one of the things is I definitely recommend the pick and adze protector, whether you get a Black Diamond or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I'll put a link to that below as well, but I put this guy right on here, I put that guy on there, and now I can completely climb or travel without worrying about putting my ice axe through something. Now, one of the things is on the end of the handle, this point can still punch a hole. So what I do is I do ghetto style. I just get a piece of cardboard, I wrap it up with tape, I just manhandle that thing on there. So now my ice axe is fully configured to travel. I don't really recommend getting another $10 or $15 or $20 protector for the handle. That's just a total waste of money. The ghetto works. Also, you have like one of those little half-liter heavy-duty water bottles. You chop it in half, you tape it on there. Completely works, but I do recommend that you go and get the adze and pick protector on the ice axe, because oh boy, it'll put a hole in just about anything. And you can see you have to make sure that moisture can get trapped in here, and that'll add a little bit of rust. Now, the type of carbon steel that they use, it just gives you super light surfaced rust. It's not that nasty pitting rust that would ruin this thing. So they definitely use a very high quality steel on this guy. So thus far, this thing has saved me from sliding and disappearing into a crevasse more than once. It's helped me on my expeditions on Denali. Can't complain about it. I love my Black Diamond Venom ice axe. If you want something totally hybridized, or you want a little bit of curve without the crazy handle and all the other accessories and the weight, you're hard pressed to do worse than this. I have a link below to this ice axe on Amazon, and you can check out my other links below. Please like and comment on my video. Subscribe to my channel. Click that little subscribe button and the alarm bell. Please support me in Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. My name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. Thank you for watching.